Megan, welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today we are going to work on our back. So I'm going to do a quick workout just focusing on our back muscles. This was requested. So there's going to be no props, just you and your reformer. And this is prenatal friendly. I am 25 weeks this week. So if you are pregnant doing this with me, do what you're comfortable with. You know, the spring load, if it's too heavy, go lighter. Never want to feel any tension or pressure in your abdominal muscles. If you're feeling like a pulling sensation, too much pressure, you're going a little too hard, so go down. So don't worry about trying to stick with me or anything, so just go at your own pace. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with one heavy spring, so one red spring, and we're going to be facing the back of our reformer. So I'm going to be kneeling. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can always sit onto your bottom, or you can sit back onto your heel. So like I said, whatever you're comfortable with, especially if it's too hard on your knees. So I'm going to grab my short straps. If you have the option, short or long straps, I'm going to bring my knees towards kind of past in front of the shoulder blocks, and I'm going to have my feet kind of off the edge of that carriage. And then from here, we're going to stand up nice and tall. Inhale through the nose, and exhale as we pull those arms back. And then inhale, release. So as you can see here, my core is engaged. I have my shoulders out of my ears. I'm not like this, okay? So really pull those shoulders down and then release. And another thing here, as I pull back, I'm releasing and I'm stopping right by my hips. I see a lot of these where the arms are just kind of swinging back and forth. That is not the exercise. You are stopping here, no momentum. You're putting all that work in that back, in the back of those arms. So exhale out, inhale in. Good, reach the crown of that head long, nice long spine here. Good job, guys. So now that you got your form right, just go at your own pace. And like I said, if this heavy spring is too much for you, especially if you are pregnant, go down, no worries. And in. So really try to keep your arms narrow as you pull back and gliding it across. So it's really gliding just across your rib cage. Good. Out. Just do a couple more. And in. So you exhale out. And in. Let's do one more. Last one. Stay out there. Hinge forward. And now you're just going to pulse those arms in towards your back. So kind of like a low W here, or a low V. Keep those muscles strained. Keep going, guys. Just little pulses. Keep those arms, tension on those ropes for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release and come on up. Good job. So now I'm going to cross my my straps here. I was like, wait, what is it? So you want to find an X in front of you, okay? And then now we're just going to go into a high elbow roll, single arm. So I'm going to choke up onto, so I'm not going to hold my strap anymore. You can see I'm choking up more closer to that D ring. And from here, I'm just going to pull back, and I'm going to rotate, looking back towards my right arm, or back there towards my elbow, and then slowly release. And I'm going to do that on the opposite side. So you really want to try to make this as slow and steady as possible, okay? So as you pull, hold it for a second, and then resist that carriage coming back. Pull the shoulder blade down and back, okay? Try not to pop it out. You really want to pull it down, pull the shoulders out of your ears, and then release. Good, so slow and steady wins the race here, guys. Pilates is all slow and controlled moves here. Really find that sweet spot. Feel that back working here. And then slowly release. Good. And we're just adding that nice little rotation through the hips. Nothing too deep, especially if you're pregnant. You really want to avoid really deep rotation. So I'm just slightly twisting and looking back towards my elbow. Strong core here, same thing. Engage that core, hug your baby if you're pregnant. And in. Good. Let's go for 4. Resist that curve. Keep that tension in that back as you come home. 3. 2. And 1. Good job. From here, now we're just going to keep our hips square to the front. Bring our elbows up high, and now we're just going to go into high elbow row. Pulling back and release. So I'm going to choke up a little bit more just so I can get more tension on the straps. So if you're feeling like you're pulling back and you have like a little bit too much rope and you're not getting that tension on the back, choke up. So I'm actually going to choke up and grab the rope on them. And I'm going to do the same thing. So make sure you have a nice and steady core here so we don't go face first. And we're going to pull back, hold that for a second, and then slowly release. So now high elbows. So you can see that my elbows are going out towards the sides of the room. I'm not pinching my shoulder blades like this. This would be pinching. You can see how my shoulder blades kind of come back past my neck and ears. You want to keep it in line with each other and release. So think same thing. Pull the shoulders out of your ears. Pull the shoulder blades down as they come back towards each other. You're just kind of closing that gap between your shoulder blades and your spine, but you're not pinching. And slowly release. Good. Exhale as you pull. Inhale as you release. Good job, guys. Keep going. Nice and slow. Nothing too fast here. Let's go for 5. 4. 3. 2. And last one. Just hold it there for a second. Pull those shoulders out of your ears. See if you can bring it a little bit closer for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Good. From here, we're going to uncross our straps now. And if you like, you can come down onto your, sitting onto your knees if that was a little too much. Sitting onto your ankles if it's getting a little too much on the knees. And now we're going to go into open elbow. So we're going to take our long straps and we're going to place it over, just right above our elbows here. So the closer you sit closer to your springs, the more tension you're going to have on these ropes. The closer you sit close to your shoulder blocks, a little bit less tension, not as challenging. So I'm going to scoot back and really sit closest to my springs here so I can get the most tension and really challenge myself here. So starting position, I'm going to bring my arms up. So now you can see that they're in line with my shoulders. I'm not here and I'm not here. Nice perfect little L's. Sitting up nice and tall here, okay? And we're just going to open up, pulling with the back. Keep your arms in your peripheral vision. You're not pulling all the way back here because that way you're going to pinch your shoulder blades together and we want to avoid that. Bringing it here so you can still see your arms and then slowly release. Good job, guys. So really the challenging part here is obviously pulling these, but keeping your arms up at shoulder level. Try not to drop them. And these are slow and steady, just like all the other exercises that we've been doing. Nothing too fast. Really finding that sweet spot in that back, working into the serratus, those lats, everything. Building a really nice, strong back. And in. This is also good for people that sit at a desk all day and you're really finding roundness in their shoulders. kind of like this, hunchback. This will definitely open up the chest, strengthen those back muscles, really fix our posture. So exhale, and then slowly release. Exhale, just a few more. You're starting to feel this, so am I, so no worries. And let's do 3 more. For 3, 2, and last one, just hold it out there really quick, and then just little pulses back. Just little tiny pulses. 5, 4, don't drop those arms. 3, 2, and 1. Now drop those arms. Whew. And just give a nice little flexion over, just relaxing. Good job, guys. So let's go ahead and put our straps down. And now we're going to go down in springs. So I'm going to take my red spring off, and I'm going to go to my blue spring, which is my lighter spring. So I practiced this program yesterday, and this next exercise, I tried to do it on a heavy spring, but with my growing belly, I was feeling too much pressure on my stomach, so I went down in the spring. So if it's too light for you, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Then you can go on to that heavier spring, but it's totally up to you. So we're going to stay facing the back of our reformer here. And we're actually going to put our hands onto our frame. So watch your thumbs because the reformer is going to move. Just make sure you don't have your thumbs inside where the wheels go. So keep them on the outside. Your legs about a little further than hip distance apart, especially if you're pregnant, so that big old belly can fit. So you're going to come down kind of like in a puppy dog pose. So your head comes down, and you keep your glute up in the air. So just get that nice little stretch right here. Take this for a nice stretch. You can wag your tail back and forth. Just kind of lengthening that spine. This should feel really good. And then good, guys. From here, we're going to stay here. So now what we're going to do, my knees and my lower body is going to stay put. It's not going to move. My movers are going to be through my arms and through my back. So if you want to watch me first, go ahead. But what I'm going to do, my arms are going to stay straight. I'm not going to bend them. And I'm going to use them to pull my body up using my back. And then slowly lowering down. So you can see that my hips kind of just stay put, and I'm moving through the arms, lifting up through the chest, using my back, and then slowly coming down. So over here, it's mostly like a lat pull here. Same thing, pull the shoulders out of your ears, and pull the scapular blade down. Good, so really slow here. Find that sweet spot. Like I said, this blue spring, the light spring is too light for you. Go to a heavier spring. It will definitely be challenging, but you'll feel those muscles in the back doing the work. So if you're feeling this kind of like in the core, that's not the exercise, okay? So keep your legs still. Don't move through the legs. You're moving through the arms, and the arms just stay nice and long. And you're pulling up. Let the head follow. And you can see I'm not lifting my head like this. I'm keeping it nice. And my eye gaze at the floor. And then slowly releasing down. So feel the scapular blade moving and gliding down and up, but you're not popping it out. Let's go for 3. 2. And the last one. And slowly bring that carriage home. Good job, guys. We are almost done facing the back of our reformer, okay? So one more exercise facing here. Actually, maybe 2 more. Okay, from here. So you want to stay on that light spring if you're there. If you're not, you might want to switch to a lighter spring because we're going to do single arm here, which is going to work into our back. So we're going to take, just kind of use your hands to glide on up to grab the pegs of your reformer back here. You can walk your knees up kind of closer towards the shoulder blocks to kind of give you a little leverage here. And I'm just grabbing with my right arm now, okay? So we're going to do some pull-ups. So my left arm is just down, or you can have it behind your back, whatever you're comfortable with. Try to tuck the tailbone just a little so you're not arching that lower back. Just a slight tuck in the pelvis. And then from here, I'm going to keep a slight bend in my elbow here. And I'm going to pull up, keeping my elbow straight down. Try to bring that carriage all the way back. And then I'm going to slowly release. But I'm still going to keep a slight bend in my elbow. I'm not going to hyperextend like this, okay? So if you're coming back this far, where you feel your shoulder kind of pop out too far, you want to keep that nice and level and pull. So feel the back of those arms, really getting into those lats here, and slowly release. You want to keep tension in the arm, the back the entire time, and slowly release. Good job, guys. Really nice, slow and steady here. Feel the shoulder blade really gliding here too. Pulling it down. We're not popping it out. You're not winging it out. And then down. Let's go for 3 more on this side. Let's go for 3. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can put that left arm behind your back. 2. And last one, just hold it there for a second. See if you can hold it, bringing that carriage closer to the back for 2 and 1. Good. Stay back there. Just go ahead and switch arms. So we're just switching into that left side now only. So left side is just doing that work. Right arm is resting on your carriage or behind your back, whatever you're comfortable with. But really reach the crown of your head long here. You can see I'm not like this. I'm reaching it long. I'm not hyperextending that elbow, so I'm not coming back here and pulling like this. I am stopping here and pulling up. And you feel that shoulder blade really just gliding across the rib cage here. You're not popping it out. Keeping the shoulder out of your ears, reaching that crown of that head long. Slow and steady here, guys. Same thing. Find that sweet spot. Feel that back working hard here. If you want that challenge, place that right arm behind your back. Let's go for 3, 2, and last one. Just hold it back there for 3, 2, and 1. Good job, guys. Last thing here. Now both hands come onto that peg. And you're going to let that carriage go home, and you're just going to drop your head. So you're just letting that carriage lengthen your spine, decompressing that spine. You can lift your hips up into the air in that little puppy dog pose, but holding on to the back of those pegs with the tension of this carriage going home, you're going to get a really nice stretch through that spine. And then let's slowly come on up. Good. So, one more exercise here. So I'm going to keep that blue spring, okay? Sorry, a little itchy. I'm going to come off of my reformer, and I'm going to grab my straps. So I'm going to grab my short straps here. So if you have the option between long and short, grab your short. So what you're going to do is grab it, pull your reformer away from the stopper, and then we're going to step inside of our well, okay? So I have one blue spring here, and then you're going to walk your feet closest towards your bar here, and from here we're just going to go into a nice little squat, sit back into those heels, okay? So you really want to sit like if you're sitting into a chair. Use the tension of your carriage to kind of position you here, and from here stay in that nice little squat. And now we're just going to go into a high elbow row. Hold it for a second and then slowly release. Good job, guys. And pull. Nice and steady. Try to keep those elbows up high. Slowly release. And now let's add a little combination to it. So I'm going to pull up, lengthen through the knees, squat down as I hold that reformer still, and then release. So up and pull, hold that reformer still, squat, and release. So it's a nice little cardio burst here too. Still working into that back, kind of raising that heart rate up. Also, kind of using our brains here of how this is working. So up and pull, hold the reformer, and squat and release. So let's reverse that. So stay squatted, pull towards your hips, keep that carriage still, extend those knees, and release. So squat, pull, hold the reformer, extend the knees, and release. Good. Let's go for 3. 2. And last 1. Good job, guys. Almost done. We're just going to flip our wrist. Now we have our palms facing up, okay? And now this is going to go into a low elbow row. So the first one we were pulling out here. This one, we're just going to have our arms gliding across our rib cage, okay? So find that squat again and just pull back, hold it, and release. So really think about keeping your elbows narrow the entire time. It's gliding across your rib cage, pulling those shoulders out of your ears. Remember, we're not pinching the scapula blade. We're just bringing them closer to the spine and releasing, keeping that tension on that back the entire time. Exhale as you pull. Inhale as you release. Good. Slow and steady here. Really still working into that sweet spot. Good job, guys. Now let's add that combination. So bring it in, hold that carriage still, extend the knees, and release. Squat, pull it in, hold the carriage still, extend the knees, and release. Let's go for 3. 2. And last one. Good, reverse it. So stay standing, pull towards the back, bend the knees, and release. Stand, pull, squat, release. Good. See if you can add just a little speed to it, bringing up that heart rate. Let's go for 5. 4. 3. 2. And last one, guys. Good. Now slowly come out of that well, still holding onto those straps, and then releasing back. Whew. So hopefully that brought your heart rate up a little. Feeling this back muscles working hard. I'm definitely a little sweaty, so that's a good thing. All right, guys, that was about a 24-25 minute back exercise. We're just focusing on the back, strengthening, getting strong in the lats, everything. So I really hope you liked that workout. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I try to do weekly workouts as much as I can. I have a toddler, 25 weeks pregnant, so it's a little bit harder for me to get on here as much as I would like to, but I'm trying my best. I'm actually going to film after this an inner thigh workout, so a quick inner thigh workout, so stay tuned. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.